I was like, yeah, fuck it, I don't want to play this game.
Yeah.
But Black Flag, as soon as you get your fucking ship and you start to get access to shit, that is when it gets really fucking fun.
Also, I don't normally approve of collectathon type games where it's like, ooh, you could have a sword, or you could have a really pretty sword if you go do all this shit.
Yeah.
But in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, I'm not going to say they made it dynamic. It's just as clunky as it is in every other game. But I still felt compelled to do it because
you had a ship doing it with.
Going to get that thing meant just like murder your way there, just burn a fucking hole through the ocean as you reach your target.
Yeah.
Then you go kill a few guys on land,
Can
and then you get a shiny new set of pistols.
If there actually was a ship in back in the days when there
like
was
that.
the golden age of piracy that was basically that Assassin's Creed Black Flag best fucking player.
Dude, yeah, that's true. Like,
I mean, just imagine the havoc that would wreak, just while getting all of the collectibles, boarding all of the fucking legendary ships and whatnot.
That's one thing I loved about
true.
Call of Duty Black Ops was for the online. They always had this little counter when you started multiplayer that says, we have killed 87.5 million % of the population of the United States. And it's like, oh, cool! And it's like, there's also, we have climbed Mount Everest, 567 times. And it would always keep track of, like, every single player
You know
in
how
multiplayer
many
would keep track of their, like,
billion
steps and their
people
kills.
have been killed in Call of Duty last time I checked?
How many?
About 38 billion.
Wow. Well, there you go. In all of Call of Duty history, or just the latest one?
I'm not sure. I just saw 38 billion, and it was a counter that just kept on rising because there were more and more fucking people killing each other in that fucking game all the time.
Yeah. But yeah, Black Flag is just like, it's like... Then you got a lot of fun side shit, like you can hunt whales, which very barbaric and like terrible, but it's a lot of
love
fun.
hunting in that game. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, sometimes when you like set a waypoint all the way on the other hand the ocean, and you just find yourself doing something else like, on your way there. You
exactly.
you kind of just get sidetracked. So you kind of
Yeah.
ended up doing like, what was I supposed to do again?
Yeah.
Like I hunted
like,
whale.
oh, right, I'm getting the golden harpoons, right.
I killed a legendary ship. Like, what was my goal again?
Yeah.
It's just so many hours that you can just enjoy in that game by doing whatever you want at sea.
Also, as is the usual, all of the Humane Society types got really furious when they included
But they can go
the whale
fuck
hunting
themselves.
But I would also argue that it's not barbaric necessarily by modern standards, only in that it's an accurate representation of the times. You don't look at movies that show slavery and you're like, oh, this is horrible, it's going to hurt people, and it's like, no, it's just it's a historical piece.
Django Unchained got a lot of shit.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, but fuck those fucks.
But ultimately,
they're just cunts.
You're
They
right.
live on being offended. They keep on looking for shit, and they just want to be fucking offended.
Like,
and then they see something that's portraying history, and they go, "That's a problem. That's problematic to me."
To anyone that thinks Django Unchained or any movie that has slavery and they're racist, here's to you. Like, you guys are fucking.
Yeah, you guys are fucking.
They're not doing
idiots.
it to piss you off. Like, they're not trying to.
They're
make
trying
a
to
racist
tell
film.
a fucking story,
Exactly.
you cunt.
It's
Yeah.
part of the art, part of the film.
Exactly. And it's like, yes, you're killing whales and shit, but that's what they did.
Yeah, but it's
It's
an
not-
animated fucking whale.
Exactly.
At least you're not out in the fucking
Exactly.
archipelago with a harpoon yourself going, "Fuck you, whale!"
Well, and they're just, they're just making a representation of the time. It's the same thing as if you watch a historical documentary and it shows the process of whaling. They're not glorifying it.
No.
I guess somewhat if you're the one who gets to do it, but I mean, they're not glorifying the violence of it. It's just basically another minigame. Because you can also do the diving bits that are really fun, but nobody's getting offended that it's like, I'm offended that they use diving bells.
If that's the case for anything,
Yeah.
if in the game a black guy got shot, died, that's fucking racist, right? I mean, that's basically anything, any games, like
I mean, they're just a bunch of cunts that really want to be offended. It's like a super quantum state feminism.
Oh god.
there we go.
Where it exists as both the
I've been waiting
aggressor
for
and the
that.
victim
Oh, God.
at once.
We talked about video games and somehow Frederick found a way to get back to feminism.
Yes, I really want to bash it. I just see it as my mission in life.
We're not doing that. We're talking
No,
about video
let's go back to video games.
Because this
Feminists
is-
fucking attack video games as well. They can't leave shit alone.
They do, but for what it's worth, I mean, they did a compilation, not a compilation, just like they put together all of the protagonists of video games in the last 10 years, and it was like white man with relatively short hair doing some sort of action pose who has a sort
gives a fuck? If
gravelly voice.
If you want to see something else, make it your fucking self.
That is...
Don't just fucking sit and complain.
Yeah.
Just fucking pick up a fucking book how to do video game programming. Then you program the fucking game and you make the game you want to see. Stop fucking whining and complaining. Stop fucking trying to get people to conform. You're not going to fucking co-opt us, you fucking cunts.
So...
Yeah, back to video games.
Back to video games.
That was a mouthful.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about this.
Yeah.
So if you don't dig Oblivion and Skyrim,
I think Skyrim is excellent.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's definitely good.
Because I've played it on PC, and then you just download a few mods to make it harder. You know?
well, I would also argue that it's pretty heinously difficult if you actually just slide the difficulty up. It actually gets really hard. That's what I like about Fallout. Actually, is that it's better at that. I've taken lately to playing Fallout on very hard mode, which is, as you can imagine,
Very hard.
very hard. It actually, because I'm sick of just like playing the main quest and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So I've been actually forcing myself to like, no, I need to sleep, I need to eat, I need to act like a human would act in this situation. And it forces you to pre-plan things. It's like, if I'm going to go fight a Deathclaw, I'm not just going to pull out my biggest, baddest rocket launcher, walk up to it, and shoot it in the face. It's like, no, I should probably tackle it at some distance first, and then slowly weasel my way up to it, and then, cap it one final time in the brain. And it puts me in a more realistic mindset. And then you do your little quest all the way over there. You got to find places to sleep.
But that is part of the charm with video games, It's just that you can do all of these unnatural fucking things and get away with it.
Yeah.
But that depends, though. Some people are looking for, like, really realistic gameplays, too.
Yeah, but in that case, go out and take a hike. If you want realism, just fucking put down the video game controller.
I do. I see both sides of it, and I like both.
Me too, me too.
But I do love... some asshole on my Facebook, like a year ago, was making the argument that video games are pointless. And that was their whole argument, video games are pointless. And I made all sorts of educated answers to him, and he wasn't accepting any of it, and it was a whole lot of bullshit. But ultimately, one of my points was, in real life, can I run up to a dragon and punch it to death in my underwear? No. I can do that in video games, so at least it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm spending it. I'd spend my money on movies if it was movies, but we have really badass video games now.
Yeah,
so
that fucking person probably
makes you
watches
happy.
fucking TV. Probably sit and watch fucking reality TV, which is the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah, television.
I mean, just fucking what are you watching? Oh, reality.
I think we are in a bit of a golden age of television. Though we have stuff like Game of Thrones or House of Cards. Or
Yeah,
Breaking
but
Bad.
no one with half a brain is watching it on TV anymore. Most people
We're
record
watching it on
it.
the internet. Yeah.
I use Hulu, Netflix,
Yeah.
HBO,
I mean, there's no reason for sitting and waiting on it on the fucking telly.
Also the price.
Yeah.
Like, in the Bay Area, it's like $100-something.
Yeah,
At
no,
least
we
to get some channels in.
We
Yeah.
canceled our TV, I think, around 2007. I'm not trying to sound like a hipster or anything, but
That's
but
pretty early.
we don't really watch TV. And then recently we got a Roku and we do Netflix and all that good shit. And I turned on a TV the other day at a friend's house. And I watched like 5 minutes of a TV show and then like 5 hours of commercials.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I
fuck
mean,
that.
regular TV, the programming is the breaking fucking commercials.
Yeah.
It's become that fucking bad. I can't fucking surf the internet without having a fucking ad block on, because all of a sudden you get all of this bye.
But that's because if they don't have that, they're gonna charge you. The internet surfer, so called.
No, not really, because it didn't work that way in the beginning. I'm a bit older. How old are you, by the way?
I'm 20.
You're 20. Yeah, I'm fucking 7 years older than you. 6 years older.
I always
than
forget how old you are, you fucking skeleton. You should probably just die.
you. Yeah, I mean, I was born in the 1700s. Healthy living. No, but anyway,
Literally a skeleton. That would explain how you smoke so many cigarettes and you're still walking around.
Yeah. No, but basically, in the beginning of when the fucking internet started to become the big thing that it later became, You know, you had all kinds of fucking shit around. It was a hazing. There weren't even talk about fucking safe spaces when I started doing the fucking internet. You had predators there, and there was nothing that the police could do. So, you know, parents had to educate the children. You know, don't fucking meet people that you meet online. It's bad for you.
People are still not getting that. I was watching a video the other day of pretty much that premise.
How can people not get that?
What they did was they made a Facebook profile for a teenager going to a high school, and it wasn't a real person. And they would talk to the girls from the high school. This is with the girls' parents' permission, by the way. They signed up for this. And they would, at some point, talk them into meeting them. And then when the girls exited the house, they would get in the car, and then they would, like, blindfold them. And their parents would be sitting in the back seat.
That is fucking brilliant.
And then the parents would give them an earful, and they'd be very, and then they'd cry, and it's kind of
That's fucked up.
That is hysterical.
That's so fucked up.
You need to send me a link for this.
It's like really scary and kind of beautiful, and also kind of a little bit shitty. A little bit shitty. I mean, I will say it's high school. It's a confusing time, and you're just like, I just want to talk to a person of the opposite sex.
Exactly.
But I will say that being safe on the internet is one of the most important things, because who fucking knows who you're meeting, you know?
Yeah,
there's a good point there.
You shouldn't meet people. I mean, if you're on a fucking dating application, don't meet people in secluded areas. Meet them at a fucking cafe in the middle of your fucking town.
Yeah. Somewhere in public.
Yeah.
With lots of people.
I mean, if you're fucking dumb enough to meet someone in a dark alleyway the first time, congratulations, fucking Darwin Award. Good. You're no longer in the fucking gene pool. And that is good, because that will make humanity stronger as a species.
Jesus Christ.
There we go again.
Oh my god.
Fred just took it there again.
So Pokemon! Did you guys play Pokemon growing up?
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you feel about Pokemon?
Fucking
Love
love
all
it.
Pokemons.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
At least we all agree on Pokemon.
Yeah. No, fucking Pokemon is this shit.
Yeah, it's...
I still go back to it.
There's a lot of stigmas about, like, oh, what are you, like some kind of man-child? But, man, that is a fun game. You know what?
If I get to play Pokemon, I can live with being a man-child.
Well, and here's the thing that I will argue on behalf of games like that, is that they look cutesy on the outside if you've never actually engaged in them, but ultimately it is a very intriguing tactical game.
Yeah.
You know, you can make them tanks and airplanes and shit, and it would still be the same numbers game. It just so happens that it's cute, adorable creatures that you're making fight each other to the death.
It is pretty fucking grim, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
What is your guilty pleasure game? You know, the game that you're a bit ashamed to admit that you like playing?
I'd like to think that I have pretty good taste for the most part, but the original Army of Two, that's not even a guilty pleasure, though. That's kind of become a cult classic, in a way. At the time, it was pretty cool, and then people kind of get
But do you have any guilty, you know, like, shameful... Everyone has. I mean, I can go first.
Go for it.
I have two guilty pleasures when it comes to video games that aren't very hardcore.
Okay, bring it on.
FIFA and fucking SimCity.
So, SimCity, tons of people play that. I don't see why that has to be a guilty pleasure. And
Because
FIFA, I mean, it's sports games. People love sports games. It wouldn't be $1 million industry.
I wouldn't call it
For me, it's a guilty pleasure because of the circles that I run in, you know? Fucking art circles. I don't know how it is here in the US, but in Sweden, if you are an actor, you're not supposed to like fucking sports.
It varies. I was just in a show with a guy who was absolutely obsessed with the 49ers, despite the fact that they never win anything ever. And he still is. And he's huge on sports. Honestly, with American actors, so far it's been pretty 50-50 for me. Half are the very anti-sports of, like, sport ball? And I'm that kind of person. And then there's the other type who are very aggressively into sports. My friend Mark.
Fucking Chris.
Chris is very
the
into
Quidditch.
sports.
When did you into the Quidditch?
Yes, I'm like way too tight on time for Quidditch right now, sadly. Although I believe that they won the first tournament of the season that they went to.
He just messaged me again.
I'm supporting them from the sidelines as best I can, but I would like to continue playing because it is heinously fun. And the school that I'm planning on attending actually has a dodgeball league that they're about to start, and I'm thinking about fighting my way up to possibly even being president of that, but that remains to be seen. I think there's a first day of like who's interested in this kind of thing.